Good morning, everybody. Welcome to day 8. We are currently standing waiting to go into Knoss's temple. We are headed here for a while, learning about things, and then we'll go and make tzatziki and hit a town and learn some history about Cretan culture. And then we've got the afternoon, and I might go to the beach and get a little more sun, because that's what I need is more sun. But anyway, today's got a full day, and off we go on the learning. Peacocks are the symbol of Hera, and they are all over the temple. So we have our first sightings of the peacocks today. This is an example of how the path is excavated and how much dirt they have removed. These trees are actually azalea trees, and the trunks let us know it's like 200 years old by the thickness of them. This is the side of the palace. There used to be 1,500 people who lived around the palace in the surrounding areas, and then up on the hills are where the cemeteries were and surrounding areas. So this is one of the most ancient civilizations, the Minoans, the Egyptians, all of this. Looking at the alabaster walls and then stone on top of that. The reconstruction has been done in cement, but you can see the alabaster. So we just heard that this is 2 weeks ago became the UNESCO historical site. So it took that long, which will help with the restoration, and the cement will be changed into made of stone. So over here is where the outer buildings would have been, and this is where they believe the priests of Knoss lived. Here's one of the examples of those homes. Those columns used to be made of wood and upside down tree trunks, and they would sprout branches during their growth cycle, even though they were now columns. So this is the symbol of the bull's horn. Knoss. It's also the symbol of water and fertility. All the walls were covered in these frescoes, and they were all examples of what the people should do for homage to the king and to the gods. is the waiting room to see the king and queen. And then the throne room is what we're going to check out next. The frescoes are still original again. We're gonna make tzatziki, we're gonna make the beads, and we're gonna have lunch, and it's a very big hill.
Kobolo is not anymore used like a tool for the prey. It is just an accessory for hens. We use it to occupy hens when we feel nervous, alone. Some people like to use it at the time that they try to avoid smoking. And it has to have an odd number of beats. The one is giving the balance to the rest. Now, here in Greece, we have two very famous songs which are speaking for the Kombodori. The one says that I am going to sell my watch, buy a Kombodori, count my sadness and worries. That's the reason that the name that you already have given to it is also correct. Now, for a correct Kombodori, we need an odd number as we have said, and we are going to choose 17 beads, the color. And that's the reason that we will squeeze it. And after it is squeezed, you will transfer it in this bowl.
Okay, so we squeeze it with our hands.
Squeeze all the water out. Pick it up and squeeze all the water out.
So if we have running tzatziki, it's because they didn't squeeze it, huh? Or it's bad.
Turn it over this way so it's...
Here we have napkins for your hands.
Are people eating cucumber juice besides your hands? It's the latest and greatest.
All right, everybody, that kind of concludes our activities. Make the beads. Tomorrow is our last full day of things, so off we go. Good morning, everybody. Day 9, our final day of excursions. Another amazing sunrise on our balcony. I'm looking tired because I am tired, but we've had a great trip. I've had an amazing time. So far, everything has been, cool. I don't have expectations because I wanted to see it, so it's been fun. I have really enjoyed it, and it's been yes. So anyway, today is the kind of reenactment village, the Cretan village. We get to see and learn from the mayor of the village and from the people and how everything was set up in ancient times. So we're going to learn a little bit about that, a little more learning, and yeah, we'll have big morning as per usual, and then a pretty restful afternoon. The afternoons have been spent out here. This is where they've been spent on that little beach in that azure blue water. It has been spectacular. So that's what we're going to do today. So stay tuned. Hopefully you enjoy watching. All right, friends, we are back in what Tom and I call our natural habitat of the mountains. And
Cool mountain.
Cool mountains. They're actually, it's only like 80 degrees here today, so it's lovely. And we get to meet our first friends. There's some donkeys up front, and I'm very excited to meet them. I'm very happy about it. There's two more. Oh, looky there. Hello. I needed some in my life.
And then when you go to the archaeological site, you stand in a bit, you look around, you use your imagination, and you imagine how it could be at this time when it happened. So this is why your journey to Greece started from the end to the beginning. So you went to Athens, classical Greece, Athens, Santorini, and then Crete. This is where all this civilization was born, 1,000 years ago. Okay, now, here on Crete, a lot of things happened that were transferred to all the other areas, and we have all this history of Greece today. So, I'm going to refer to a few points that happened here a long time ago, but why they are important? It is because they still exist today. So, the civilization of Crete and Greece is different because does not rely to the sword. Okay? I have two guns, finished. I decide, let's build a great building, a big wall. This is not civilization. Here we have real civilization, and I'm going to explain to you why. Here on Crete, it was the first time on Earth that it is registered that the people had laws. But what laws? Democratic laws. Even the king was elected by the people, and he had to prove over 3-year sessions, 3 sessions by 3 years, 9 years total, to prove that his cabinet is good to lead and to become a king. Okay, so one day the king Minos of Crete went to the top of Mount Ida to meet the god Zeus, the god of the gods, the god of hospitality, and he was given the laws to rule his people. It was actually, they say, 120 laws. Why these laws are important? It is important because the number 1 law says nobody is above the law. What else do we need? Okay. So imagine if we were to respect, because this is democracy. Democracy is to respect other people's rights, not to respect yours. Because if you were to respect other people's rights, that means you will have 7 billion people on earth to respect yours. What else do you need? Okay, so that was the first law. As a respect to that, the International Court of Hague in Holland, where the countries go to solve their problems, okay, they, as a respect to that, the chairman of the board of the court, his seat, his chair, is an exact copy of the throne of King Minos. Okay. Over there as well.
You're fine.
Okay, now, this is my house. This is where I live. The bedroom is upstairs. Nobody goes there, it's in a mess, so we better stay here. We fill it up every November when we have a new wine, with the hope that it will last for all the year. By Christmas it's gone, we have to refill it. Anyway, now, I will start with the coffee. The coffee was always very important for Cretan people because they were drinking the coffee over family discussion, etc. for serious matter, etc. I have my grandmother's coffee, she was drinking a lot, so she has a lot of sugar. So this is how she used to make her coffee, and this is where they used to discuss serious matters. So what else we have here in this house? For example, there is you see the cow. Why it is important? The local people use the acorn, this is acorn, we give it to the poor, they used to collect this cover, and this is an item they use to stabilize the cover of the wood. This is why on Crete, actually, an oak tree called Taizoronisi, actually means Dante's island. The people there used to produce the material called flamina. The Romans used to wear, this red colored dress, etc. It's called flamina. And because the local people were producing this color and strong stabilizer of apple, they exported this material to Rome, and this is why during the Roman Empire, the area had independence. They did not have, they had some tax exclusions, etc., but it was because they produced this product for Roman, etc. You see how strong the colors are. This is the stabilizer, and now I will refer to a few things because we have children. For example, this is a cup called the cup of Pythagoras from Samos, a great mathematician. She was the first one who calculated to make a tunnel for the water, and they start working from both sides, and they met exactly in that point. She was a mathematic, great mathematic. So, what? This is water. Giving a lesson to the people. She did that. She said, okay, you want to drink some water. You put some water. Is it enough? Yes. You will not be thirsty. You want more. There is more. But then, if you are a greedy person and you want it all, have a look what happens. Nothing left. No more. So that means the people have to learn to ask, to demand half of things today and the other half tomorrow. Don't ask everything today. There is time, there is life. So be careful. If you want to have everything, you might lose everything. And this is a lesson. Okay, Germans occupied the island here. A German officer came here with 3 soldiers with guns, and they took it away. The officer took it to his house. Okay? We do nothing. We are under attack. After the end of the war, when the war ended and the Germans left, my father-in-law walked around the 30-40 villages of the region, door to door, until she found it and she brought it back. Since then, I look after it like my eyes, we maintain it, and reminds me of the history and the story and the present of my wife's great-grandmother. Now, kinds of Cretan cheese. This one is called kefalotiri. We call it kefalotiri because kefali in Greek language means head. It looks like head, we call it kefalotiri. It's produced, this one is produced by goat milk. And when we produce cheese with goat milk, we need double quantity of milk to produce the same quantity of cheese when we use lamb. Because the lamb is a little fatter, so we produce a lot more cheese. But this one is better quality because the goat is wild animal, running all day up and down, so the milk produced is more tasteful. Okay. Another kind of cheese which is very similar to this one is Riviera. The only difference is when we produce it, we cook it and 2 minutes more. This is the only difference between the Alpini and Riviera, the same cheese. The third cheese that we produce, and it's the same like this one, it is feta. You heard about feta. Feta is not a brand, it's not a cheese. Feta in Greek language means slice. A slice of bread, a slice of fruit. And some people who believe, like Canadians, like Holland, etc., who believe that feta is a brand, they have stolen the name and they produce a cheese, they call it feta, but they don't know that the people do not know that it is only a Greek word. It is the same cheese and the difference is that we maintain in salted water. Now, now come close if you want to see how is the cheese developed. You want to smash it into very small pieces to get rid of the juice. So that the cheese had a shape outside, it is because of these stripes and this is where the juice is going out, so we keep the cheese. And this one, it is upside down like this. We use another kind of basket because the second cheese we are going to produce is very soft and we are going to lose it from the holes. That's why we use a special kind of basket. Now she knows that it is 45. Three and a half, 4 kilos of cheese, both of them. So how they protect it? You know, the shepherds are using caves to put the cheese inside because the caves have all year round standard temperature.
Is it hot? Is it strong?
Chloe likes coffee, doesn't she? I think she's trying. That's good.
They used to send messages to other villages. For example, one ring means come here, 2 rings means we come there, and so on. There is a code, they communicate, okay? So when we ring a bell means we send a message to somebody. So we pull like this and release, pull and release, until we ring the bell. Come together, all together. Pick it up. Okay, amen. Okay. No. 6 bells, we made a mistake. 6 rings means we are on fire. Okay, now it means please ignore previous message. So who else? Who wants to ring? Inside there we reach temperature 300 Celsius.
This is the lady who's cooked our lunch portion, and it smells amazing. Smell-o-vision is necessary. Chicken. So we're having lamb, pork, and chicken, I believe. Oh, here's a chicken. That was chicken. And then roasted vegetables. This is pork. With the potatoes. Look at those roasted potatoes. Y'all, we have eaten so good this trip that it's so good.
The dessert that is coming called the cheese pies, where it's the same cheese that the shepherd just did, and we have brought it here, and she's going to show you how to make the cheese pies, and the recipes of the cheese pies will come to your tables in a minute, okay? So, because it doesn't speak English, I will do the translation. More or less, I mentioned what she's going to say, okay? As we mentioned, she is welcoming you to her place, to the famous, as she said, the famous taverna of Manolis. Manolis is like her son. Enter the only oven that exists in the village, so that's the one across. So, what's this? Now she's going to show you all the stages of making the cheese pie. These are the cheese pies that it just brought to your tables. They only have sesame, okay? No peanuts, hazelnuts, nothing, okay? Just the filler, the cheese, the honey, and the sesame, nothing else. That's why I have it there. Yeah. Look, please, it starts with the salt in order to have it's for the evil eye, to ward off evil eye from what she's making. And now, 1 tablespoon of sugar to make the dough sweet. Okay, a little bit of hot water in order to have the dough raise. Raise or rise? Raise. Right. These two verbs. Okay. Then This is for our name days yesterday. Maria and Maria, thank you very much. Yes, so he's going to cut in pieces and give to everybody. Name days yesterday, Maria and Maria. The fish will have the dog rice.
Which flavor fountain? Orange. Orange fountain.
Now, I put olive oil, but please look this much olive oil because it doesn't say in the recipe the amount. So just look please, this much olive oil. Okay?
Okay.
Wow. Handsome amount of
That much.
join me on a hike back to the hotel.
The sugar to
No eggs.
okay, now she's going to put this much flour, but this much, please.
Okay.
How much? Next, the simple approach, protecting from any damage. Knoss is kneading.
Look at that. Like, it's perfection.
When she's going to show you, when it's very thin and translucent. She's going to show you. Every time she makes
Open bar with college kids.
Because I want your breathing really
just to see the texture of the dough. So she has to cut the cheese in pieces, and she's going to put the sugar, the mint, and the cinnamon. Okay? In the pages that you have, it speaks about balsam. Okay? This is the balsam.
Oh, okay. Mint.
She put 2/3 of this.
He'll come home and he's like, I spilled coffee in the pot. And he's like, I'm going to
It's our very own cooking show. It's Cooking with Mary's. And it's a comedy show as well.
Food Network Crete.
Food Network Crete.
Chocolate cake is coming.
We're getting 6 more of those Greek coffees. Yesterday we got them at the hotel.
So she rolls it and at the same time opens the pan. Also to spread it out. I don't know what I was telling you about. So now in the circle she's going to put the cheese. So now she's going to put the cheese mixture in the circle. She will fold it and cut it. That's it. She's going to try the whole thing.
It was bottle 2, right? That was good.
Thank you.
Everyone's out there. Mary could try and start talking to you.
His apologies. He gave me a present for you today. So, I'm going to give you a present from the god Zeus to remember the day. It says on it, the shepherd's path. So, please.
Alright, so today is done. Today has been a lot of eating. I haven't really shown a lot of it because I don't really like to watch myself eat. But it was cool in the sense that we felt like we were invited in somebody's house. Mrs. Maria, I want to be her when I grow up. She's the best. She made our lunch of all that meat and it was amazing. So really cool kind of example of the Cretan hospitality and how they just welcome you in and be part of everything. So that is our last thing, our last day. The last bit that I'll probably show is the farewell dinner and then back to the US.
This is Crete and water, so whatever you want.
There's water.
Good to see you. Let's take a look. We're going to see
Zorba and Sirtaki dances. Ladies and gentlemen, so we would like to wish a lovely evening to all of you. And now let's welcome the Pilaris group and traditional dances from the mainland of Greece. Bravo!
Bravo!
Όταν θα νιώσεις ή θα πει αγάπη και πονέσεις. Αγάπη και πονέσεις όλες οι τρελές που καμά θα μου τις συγχωρέσεις.